it's Chris here from Nowhere Fishing, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of these, which is the shark rigs that we use. So to make them you need 150 lb barrel swivels. You'll need a size 10 to 12, we're using 12s today. You'll need some heat shrink. You'll need a lighter for the heat shrink. You'll need your wire, between 200 to 400, but we're using 200 today. You'll need a pair of wire cutters. You'll need a crimper for the crimps for the wire, and you'll need some crimps. So first thing you want to do is you want to get your wire. This is 200-pound wire. We normally run about 2 meters. 2 meters of wire, only because when the sharks get to the pier, they always go straight for the pier. You don't want your line rubbing on the pier, so we always go a little bit longer with the wire. So first thing you want to do is you want to get your heat shrink. Slide your heat shrink on. Put your 2 crimps on. Get your barrel swivel. Chuck on the barrel swivel, and then you flip it over, and you feed the wire back through the crimps. It can be a bit tricky sometimes. Like so. You bring it a little bit shorter. I always use two crimps, and because it makes that a little bit more secure. That's 1 crimp on. That is 2 crimps on. Put them pretty close like that, otherwise the swivel rolls around a bit and gets stuck. Grab your crimpers, different settings on your crimpers. Put it on the one that's suitable for your crimps. Crimp it on, nice and tight as you can get it. Both of them. Leave about a 3-4 mil gap between them. Crimp them both. Got your little wire end there. Trim that off, leave about 1 inch. Like so. Get your heat shrink. Slide it back down. Tuck that over the crimps. All the way up to the swivel about that far off. Get your lighter, heat it up, and it heat shrinks it on. You don't have to use heat shrink, but I use heat shrink only because it protects the crimps from touching your line, just in case it gets a little wrapped up. Makes it a little bit stronger. Heat shrinker on. There you go. That's your swivel end done. Now run it down to the other end, which is your hook end. Obviously you slide your heat shrink on first. You got your 2 little crimps. Got your 2 crimps, slide them on too. Alright, get your size 10 or 12 hook, whatever one you want to use. We use 12s. Slide on your size 12. Same thing, back through the crimp. Get in there. Alright, so 1 crimp on. Slide the other crimp on. Once again, with this one, slide it back down towards the hook. Leave about that big of a loop, not too big, just enough for the hook to swing around freely. Because if it's too close, your hook gets stuck. It gets stuck like that, and it doesn't work. So you pull it back a little bit so your hook can swing freely. Got both crimps on, get your crimps. Crimp them on. Same thing, 3 or 4 mil, something like that. Not too far, not too close. You put as many crimps as you want on, but we always use 2. 2 seems to do fine, but you can put 3 or 4 on if you want, but that's probably a bit overkill. Crimp him on. So again, you got the tag end there, bit of wire. Cut it off about an inch. Like so. Get the heat shrink again. Slide her up all the way to the hook. Not all the way, leave a little bit of room there for the hook to play around, otherwise it gets stuck. Get the lighter again. Heat her up. Can't hold the lighter in one spot with heat shrink, otherwise it burns it. It doesn't work. So you've got to keep going backwards and forwards. Not too much heat. And there you go. Perfect, because when the shark comes up and grabs it, normally it chews on the heat shrink a little bit, so it doesn't chew straight to the wire, but it does chew to the wire. It just makes it so it hooks in its mouth when you set it. It doesn't feel the wire as much. But other than that, that's what we do for our shark rigs. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.